Electronic health records have been thought to be a solution to end healthcare problems such as high and rising expenditures, inconsistent quality, and gaps in care and access. An electronic health record is a collection of electronic health information about individual patients or populations which can be shared across different healthcare settings. And this information can include demographics, medical history, medications and allergies, test results, billing, etc. And as of 2006, only 10% of hospitals have integrated electronic health records into their system, which was surprising to me since the technology has existed for more than 30 years. And though it is expensive in the beginning, in the long run, it will improve efficiency and reduce cost. One thing to take note of when it comes to electronic health records is that in order for them to be effective, all information must be integrated so that whoever is viewing the record will get a complete picture of patient history rather than separate records from different departments in which the patient may have visited. And the use of integrated architecture in electronic health records will allow for a smooth sharing of data across all systems, which is an important factor in its effectiveness.
Important consideration in processing EHR is to think for long-term preservation. With expectancies of 20 to 100 years, EHRs are for certain expected to last longer than paper records. Methods of containing it have been brought up, including TNA, which is a trusted notary archive that shows a way for EHR files to be shared securely among different EHR systems. Viruses and malfunctions should also be taken into context as to whether long-term preservation is possible. But even with expectancies this long and assurances such as TNA, nothing is for certain, and how long they will be preserved is unknown. The paper has broken down the components of EHR system into 6 major points. The first being administrative system components. Thanks to stuff like the MPI, which is Master Patient Index, and RADT, which stands for Registration, Admission, Discharge, and Transfer, and advances in technology as well, we can now assess people across the world by allowing people to access their data electronically. The second point is the laboratory system. Unlike the other parts of the hospital, EHR and lab results are separate. With their own system called LIS, they collect and integrate lab results among many other things. To simplify the matter and make the system a more consumer-friendly, where everything is accessible in one place, they have introduced methods such as implementing a federated model and where LIS is accessed through a link. This would simplify the matter as well as making it more consumer-friendly as stated before. Thirdly, we have the radiology department. Now the RIS department does anything from patient tracking and scheduling to result reporting and work well with PACS. But even with 80% of all hospitals having some sort of RIS, it doesn't reassure that it has been integrated to EHR.
Fourth component of EHR system is pharmacy system. Although pharmacies are highly automated, they are typically not integrated with EHRs. It requires data to be re-entered in the EHR. The possible solution for this problem is to link automated machines with the EHR, which can help directly enter the information. Next component is computerized physician order entry. It helps clinical providers to electronically order services. However, not many clinicians are using it because it introduces new sets of errors. A solution can be user testing and debugging the CPOE to eliminate errors. Final component is clinical documentation. It captures clinical notes, patient assessments, and clinical reports. This can save nurses time up to 24%. This software should be flexible integrating with the existing system. The other big issue is privacy and security in interoperable national system of EHR. The people who have access to EHR will be able to see patients' data. However, it is impossible to control privacy information learned by a person. This is up to that person's choice and conscience.
As the article discusses, semantic web vendors are further advanced when compared to ontology languages. One of the setbacks, however, in the further advancement of semantic web vendors is that it relies on the progress of ontology tools. In terms of business trends, the article goes into basically 3 different phases. There's initiation, acquisition, and consolidation. So within initiation, this is where entrepreneurs identify pain points within a niche market and then develop a solution to that pain point. And then they would take those funds that they earn from their solution to further build out their product in order to gain more relevance in the rest of the industry. In acquisition, this is where larger companies identify the entrepreneurs whose products are doing well, which validate that there actually is a need for the entrepreneur's product. And then these larger companies will then decide to buy out or acquire these small companies. But I think one of the biggest challenges in this is that oftentimes it's really time consuming and difficult to integrate disparate software into one harmonious suite. And then the last step discussed is consolidation, in which the company decides whether or not they would like to continue in the company.
Computerized physician order entry is a process of electronic entry of medical practitioner instructions for the treatment of patients under his or her care. CPOE systems can enhance patient safety by reducing or eliminating medication errors. However, this technology can cause serious medical errors instead of eliminating them. The example from this week's article shows how CPOE systems fail to send alerts for potentially harmful drug orders and fatal medication orders. This error can increase patients' risk of injury or death. There are various reasons for this failure of CPOE systems, including poor interface design of the system and lack of education to properly use the system. To improve the process, physicians should be able to easily access electronic information in various parts of the chart. This can be achieved by proper training to use the CPOE systems and customization of the systems to fit a specific organization's culture. Also, CPOE systems should not replace the communication among physicians, nurses, and patients. They should interact with each other for better management of patient safety.